met her in the fall. He took her to a movie, and when they done it all.
Hello and welcome to the Fabulous Picture Show. I'm Amanda Palmer. This week at the Everyman Cinema Club, we're joined by filmmaker Saroush Alvi as we screen his rockumentary, Heavy Metal in Baghdad.
But so did I.
Embracing the healing power of metal, we hear how these four Iraqis compose their soundtrack to war. Also on the show, embracing the healing power of cinema. Survivors of the Rwandan genocide are facing their enemies through film. And we meet Tony Shalhoub, the most popular Arab in Hollywood since Omar Sharif, and see how he's addressing Arab stereotypes in a new film by playing a Jew.
My accountant ran the numbers, and looks pretty good.
But first, one or two films a year leap out of the movie reviews and into the headlines. In Brazil, a new film about the deadly war between police and drug dealers has been fueling a national debate.
Rio de Janeiro's crime and drug-infested favelas are home to 1.2 million people, and these uber shanty towns are an increasingly popular setting for Brazilian films.
No Rio de Janeiro, quem quer ser policial tem que escolher. Ou se corrompe, ou se omite, ou vai pra guerra.
José Padilha's muscular police drama Elite Squad is a controversial portrayal of Rio's Special Operations Police Battalion known as BOPI and their violent methods for combating drug crime.
It's a film about what it is like to be a policeman in a city like Rio.
Meu nome é Capitão Nascimento. Eu chefiava a equipe alfa do BOP. Eu já estava naquela guerra faz tempo e estava começando a ficar cansado.
BOP is a special unit trained to go into favelas, into slums, and many times at night, and basically kill the drug dealers.
Tá na mira, capitão.
Eu não sei o que me irritava mais. Os traficantes fortemente armados ou a incompetência da polícia convencional. Para mim, quem ajuda o traficante a se armar também é inimigo.
We've made a movie for the first time that criticizes police corruption.
A verdade é que a paz nessa cidade depende de um equilíbrio delicado entre a munição dos bandidos e a corrupção dos policiais.
That shows that police corruption is systematic. In Rio, we have 700 slums. All of them controlled by groups of drug dealers heavily armed. So this unit wages a perpetual war. 100 men trying to fight at least 700 different groups of drug dealers. It's an impossible proposition. It's like asking someone to go to war every night and then during the day to lead a regular life.
Foi, tá tudo bem?
Não abre a boca para falar mais do meu trabalho nessa casa.
Que isso?
Você não fala mais do meu trabalho nessa casa.
Padilha co-wrote this intimate look at a policeman's life with Rodrigo Pimentel, a BOPI officer for 6 years.
Apesar do filme ser uma...
I would say, although this film is a work of fiction, all the stories told are true. The stories of corruption, the stories of torture and killings. I witnessed all of this.
Pimentel was also a key background source for Padilha's award-winning documentary Bus 174 about the Rio hijacking in 2000 by Sandro Di Nascimento, an event watched live by the nation. It wasn't just a description of a criminal event, but also a moving insight into the years of social neglect that culminated in Nascimento's desperate actions.
I studied a criminal who became amazingly violent, and I studied his life. Since he was a small street kid, he was very mistreated by the state. So there's something that turns misery into violence in the city of Rio very effectively.
Both films depicted a flawed police force, but the more brutal portrayal in Elite Squad jeopardized the film's release.
The cops watched the pirate copy, saw what was coming, and decided to make a law action to take the movie out of the theaters.
The film treats the question of torture carried out by the special forces as if it were something institutional. That's not true. When it happens, it's something rare and personal, like when an officer loses control in action.
Despite the controversy, Elite Squad became one of Brazil's most successful releases ever and scooped up the top prize at the recent Berlin Film Festival.
Everybody said, you know, the police wants to stop the movie, this gotta be a good movie, you know, and that's how it worked.
A new film harnesses some of Hollywood's top Arab American talent to tell a timely story about life in post-9/11 Los Angeles. Billed as the first Arab American film produced by Arab Americans, American East looks at life in LA's Little Arabia.
It has been a rough day. Don't start with me, okay? Please.
It features Egyptian cafe owner Mustafa, played by co-writer Sayed Badrea.
I get this feeling sometime like I'm going to explode.
His sister Salwa, who rejects an arranged marriage with her cousin.
Would you expect me to give up my salon and quit nursing?
I don't think it will be an issue.
Our movie star!
And cab driver Omar, who scrambles for acting jobs.
They're gonna have you play terrorist again.
No, not this time. A doctor.
American East might be lacking in subtlety.
Yeah, no more Arab bad guys.
But it does challenge the way Hollywood usually depicts Arabs.
And you dare to call us terrorists?
Good. Well, ask him if Arabic is his second language.
Sayed Badrea has been playing the Arab enemy for 20 years.
I did a lot of roles I'm not, I can't say not proud of, but I had to do it.
But Badrea also got fed up with it. So he teamed up with first-time director Hisham Isawi to tell a different story.
Somehow with all 9/11, somehow with everything was going on, it felt the need to get this out. It just was anger really for us and kind of, you know, open the door emotionally to channel everything out.
What's the story about you not going to the mosque?
I told you, I don't want to be a Muslim anymore.
Why, Muhammad?
And Murad said we can get a Christmas tree by mail.
Muhammad, for God's sake, you are Muslim, we are Muslim. We don't celebrate Christmas, we celebrate our own holiday. We celebrate Ramadan.
But Ramadan doesn't have a tree.
Badrea may be at the heart of the film, but the star attraction is Lebanese-American Tony Shalhoub.
Taxi. Taxi.
A household name thanks to the long-running TV series Monk. He's the most bankable Arab-American actor since Omar Sharif.
20 years with American citizens, 10 years in the Bureau. They knocked her down, they took him out of my house!
Getting Tony was a coup for you in the cast,
Yeah.
but you got him to play the Jewish guy.
Yeah.
Were you being funny?
No, not at all. I thought if anyone can represent Jews in America, it would be Tony Shalhoub because he's American. In America, he's an American. They consider he's an American. For Arabs, he has the background, the Lebanese. So he's getting the both respect from the two, which you rarely don't have that.
Mustafa, I had an inspector check out that building, and my accountant ran the numbers.
Yeah?
And looks pretty good.
It's a great Sam.
They seem to have taken me under their wing or look to me to be some kind of,
Champion?
I guess, or just
You know
some sort of guidepost.
But they need your help.
They need help, which I'm happy to give. This inflammatory, which I guess you watch 24 hours a day.
You goddamn right I do. I watch it 24 hours a day because I like to stay informed. More accurately misinformed.
Do you feel that Hollywood is going to improve the representation of Arab Americans?
I hope so. I mean, it's a campaign that we're all involved in. It touches on themes that are still topical and still current.
Whoa, that is tight. That is hot.
In part 2, we're screening the rockumentary Heavy Metal in Baghdad. I've got the filmmaker here. You went in search of heavy metal in Baghdad. What a great plug for your film, huh?
Yes, thank you. We did go in search of it because we We couldn't believe that such a thing could exist.
One of the things I read was they said that they wanted to almost meet the noise of the outside bombing and shelling.
Yeah, I mean, I at one point we asked them, like, why did you choose heavy metal? And they said, look around you. It's a heavy metal world that we're living in.
Yeah, we'll get to meet, how do I say it? I say Black Scorpion, but the name in Latin is...
Across the Cauda.
We're going to meet them in part 2.
He met her in the fall.